helm of the Warriors. Madison Roman will jump center along with Kayla Rolph, won by Boston College. Appreciate you joining us. Breakfast at Conte, BC and Merrimack. Erin Houpt getting the start once again today for BC. Tomlinson driving, kicks to the corner. Anderson misses from 3 to start, but an offensive rebound for Athena Tomlinson, the sophomore point guard for BC. Tomlinson, little shimmy in the lane, falling away, shot is short, and Roman, who has a double-double in each of her last 2 games. She's averaging 9 rebounds per contest, has the rebound. Merrimack misses, and BC bringing it up on the offensive end. Anderson inside for Rolph, goes to her right, Rolph traveled.
She picked up that dribble just a little too early. Figured she was going to be able to put Roman on her hip and spin her. And Roman did a good job shuffling and staying behind.
So Merrimack 2-3 overall, as we talked about. Warriors are averaging just under 74 points a game, and a three-pointer is good. Joy Williams with a good start. Had 7 against Bryant last time out. It was a good effort for Merrimack. They gave Bryant a game, lost 80-73. Career high for Roman in that game. Career high for Fiore as well, as Tomlinson gets in the lane. Three ball, short.
Yeah, got to be aware of that. Roman will shoot the 3, so you have to be willing to step out and defend her.
I think if you're BC, probably live with that shot. Here's Rolph inside, good find by Tomlinson. And Kayla Rolph has her first 2.
Yeah, Athena Tomlinson really got to set the tone today for Boston College. She's someone who plays with a lot of energy. So got to look for her to sort of feed off the big crowd, feed off the energy in the building, and use that to propel her teammates.
It is packed here today. That's a 3-ball no good from Lydia Meloshenko. Good 3-point shooter, the senior from Ottawa. Now here's the freshman Anderson. Double team comes, finds the opening. It's Erin Houpt who's short from 3. That's a really good find by Anderson. Everything but the shot to go down from Houpt. And the 2-pointer is good. Molly Mannion gives Merrimack an early lead.
You know, Warriors playing with a lot of tempo here over the first few minutes. You know, you get these early starts, Eric, and it's always which team's ready to go, right? You know, it's an adjustment to the normal game day routine.
Carmody inside. Lily Carmody, the sophomore from Melbourne, Australia, leading Boston College at 15 points a game.
Another real good look by Anderson, too, to find her. Moving screen.
So Boston College will get possession back here. Well, here's a really nice setup there to get Joy Williams going. And then here's Lily Carmody inside. She was really good in that Harvard game a couple of games ago. Good career high, 22 points when Boston College really needed it. Couple of subs for BC. Teionni McDaniel is in. Jocelyn Greer, the freshman, as well. Here is Rolph for 3. That's no good. Good rebound by Greer, but couldn't finish at the rim.
Yeah, just rushed it. Sometimes it's okay to take that dribble just to set yourself.
Pull-up jumper, good. Nice start for Molly Mannion, who is 4.
Yeah, clearly something she's comfortable doing, pulling up on the run from about 8-10 feet out. That
By the way,
mid-range shot.
The score is 7-6, which you could also read as 6-7, which is what everyone in this building is choosing to do. Here's Mannion, and that is out of bounds.
Kind of almost makes you a little glad that, you know, they don't do the jersey numbers all that high in this sport. You'd be the most popular player in the building.
Can't tell you how excited I'm going to be for the next basket. Gotta tell you. Although a week ago I didn't know what that was, so you know you gotta be on board with this field trip day. It is great to see so many youngsters here. I think we're going to be pushing 5,000 here today at Conte Forum here on field trip day. What a Special game this can be right before the Thanksgiving break. Tomlinson for three is no good. Rolph with a good rebound, but it goes off of her hands. Scooped up by Schenko, but then lost the handle on it. And Teionni McDaniel on the outlet, intercepted by Madison Roman.
Yeah, it took too long to decide whether or not she wanted to make that pass.
And the outlet to Mannion. This game, though, you're right, really opening up. And then a foul on Rolph. No basket there as Roman draws the foul. That's the first foul on Kayla Rolph for Boston College and the first on the team. Ava McGee in for BC, and McGee takes the ball away from Roman. He has been strong recently for Boston College. Tomlinson, free throw line jumper, no. And a tie-up on the rebound. Held ball will give possession to Merrimack and Kelly Marone's team. 6th year at the helm of Merrimack, 13th season overall as a head coach. Spent time at John Carroll as well. Really done a nice job with this program.
Yeah, you know, took it over really in a moment of upheaval, you know, not just for Merrimack, but for really college sports in general, right? In the heart of COVID. And, you know, at a time when Merrimack was just beginning their transition to Division I, so that's never an easy time for a coach.
Now since transitioning to the Metro Atlantic Conference. Still a 7-6 game as Carmody driving the lane. Kicks for Rolph. 3-ball, good. Kayla Rolph has 5 of the Eagles' 9. BC leads by 2 in this first quarter. Snapped a little shooting drought for Boston College. Three-pointer for Williams. Her second of the game is good. Joy Williams making it rain.
Well, big-time answer, and, you know, for a player who is shooting below 30% from three, a good start for the freshman in her starting debut.
Carmody kicks for Jocelyn Greer. He had to catch it off a bounce, couldn't quite get it up, and then good steal. Schenko puts her hand in, takes it away. Williams has been active early and draws the foul against Lily Carmody, which sends us to a timeout on the floor. Good start.
And even though that's the first ACC game, you feel like it'll be one that has some impact down the road for them.
Couple of free throws from Williams. She's been good. 8 points for Joy Williams in her first start today of the season.
That's already right around her scoring average. It's like Merrimack switching up to a zone here.
Here is McDaniel, and that is good from 3.
It's a little bit of a roll of the dice for Merrimack because a zone sometimes invites that outside shot. That's clearly something that Boston College has been working on a lot throughout the year.
Here is Malshenko, who's good from 3 to answer in a big way. Lydia Melashenko, who is 7th in the Metro last year in three-point shooting percentage.
A great move by McGee, just everything but the finish.
Three-pointer Mannion is no good, but a rebound comes out to Fiore. And a 3-ball, no good from Kiefer. This game is really wide open early. Rolph shooting on the run and scores on the long 2. Kayla Rolph.
Tomlinson a little bit shaken up after that last rebound. I don't know if maybe pinched her hand or something.
That is no good from Fiore, but an offensive rebound. There's been a lot of rebounds available. Merrimack is 5 of 12 from the floor. Boston College 6 of 15, and a foul goes against the Eagles. So a good start from the floor from Rolph, who has 7. Williams has 8. Here's the 3 from McDaniel.
Good to see her knock that down. Again, BC has been at their best when everybody's been contributing offensively this year. But this Merrimack team, clearly the Band-Aid has been, if the 3 is there, take it. Now, they have not shied away from shooting the outside shot or looking for it early on in the shot clock.
So Williams is short. Joey Williams, a native of Ohio, scored 7 against Bryant. Her best game was a 13-point effort earlier this year. Here's Carmody for 3. Lily Carmody's short. You see 2 of 7 from behind the arc.
Now those are the threes you have to live with though, right? Good driving kick by Tomlinson. It's a wide open look for Carmody. You just expect her to knock more of those down.
Two minutes to go in the first quarter. Merrimack leads by 2. Roman, little fake handoff, and a floater is no good. She likes to go left. You saw it a little bit there. But BC, I think, still will take that floater rather than the drive. McDaniel off to a good start, has an early 5. Coming off the bench today for the 3rd game in a row. They need Teionni McDaniel. When BC has been successful this year, it has gone through number 2 pretty consistently. Kiefer over for Williams. 10 to shoot for Merrimack. With Tomlinson guarding. Williams drives against Rolph, and Rolph affects the shot. There was nowhere to go late in the timer. Tomlinson pushing pace. Has Carmody out front.
It's a great little no-look by Tomlinson. She kind of decelerated a little bit and then looked to her left, knew she had Carmody on the right. Simple little pocket pass for the easy lay-in.
Under a minute to go. Boston College again has the lead. They're 5 of their last 7 from the floor. And Merrimack looking for their first field goal, making 2.5 minutes. It comes right here. Nice little take from Kayla Rolph, the senior from Jacksonville, Florida. Tomlinson to the corner. Erin Houpt for 3 is good. Had the best 3-point shooting season in San Diego State history last year, shooting over 46% from 3.
Well, if I'm Merrimack, I'm getting out of this zone real quick because the corners have been exposed a couple times.
And that's taken away. Good effort by Houpt. And on the run, Erin Houpt is fouled. With Kayla Rolph getting back.
Love the vision here by Athena Tomlinson in transition again. Just kind of slows up a little bit across midcourt. Trying to determine where the defense goes. And again, the driving kick. Finding the soft spot in that zone. And Houpt ready and waiting to launch.
Houpt is good on the free throw. She's averaging a little over 5 points a game this year, 10 of 27 from 3 coming in. And a perfect 8 for 8 now from the foul line.
Carmody's shaking up here. There was a big collision in the box out.
And Carmody's going to come off for the moment. Native of Australia, transfer from Butler. Lily Carmody in her sophomore season. Watch as Carmody going in, got knocked back by Roman, and they just kind of got twisted on each other. Eagles take the ball away, 10 seconds to go. Tomlinson wisely slows down for the moment. Eagles can hold for a final shot. Tomlinson, nice fake, elbow, jumper, no. Rebound is out of bounds with 1/10 of a second remaining in the first quarter.
I'd like to see Tomlinson continue on her path there. Looked like she had a driving lane all the way to the bucket.
So Boston College, a strong finish, and we've seen kind of where the potential can be with her. couple of those 20-point games. When she's right, she really has a chance to be pretty successful and impactful for this BC team.
Well, absolutely, and I think part of the recipe early on in the season is figuring out where everyone's roles are.
There's a three ball from Athena Tomlinson from the corner. You mentioned that corner a couple of times. BC's been successful from there. They've knocked down 4 3-pointers, getting that three-point shot going again after it had come back to earth a bit the last 3. That is something that Coach Mack has talked about a few times with us this year. She feels like this has a chance to be one of the Eagles' best three-point shooting teams in her time.
Well, and this is the thing. Everyone can do it, right? You've got 4 threes from 4 different players, which is huge for BC. And they do it in a different way here, right? It's not against the zone, but it's still off the dribble drive. And this is where, having McDaniel and Tomlinson, getting them to sort of figure out that chemistry and how they play together is key.
That's a nice little design there. Opens up McDaniel for 3, but can't hit. Working with Erin Houpt. Nice speed run right to the basket. Reddick, but was too strong. Ava McGee with good defense for Boston College. Tomlinson running again. Bounce pass Anderson is blocked by Kiefer. And Merrimack, as we've talked about a lot, is going to be willing to run right back with Boston College. This is what Coach Mack would like to be. She likes her team getting up and down the floor. Just haven't been able to see a ton of it so far this year. As that shot is off. And a rebound for Anderson.
Well, if you want to play with pace, you got to get turnovers, you got to get stops.
Anderson, the trailer for 3, no good. Off a little handoff from Tomlinson. There's a little up and under move. And the basket is good for Mia Fiore. She has 2.
First time we've heard from the leading scorer for Merrimack.
A sophomore from Narragansett, Rhode Island. 2-time MAC Rookie of the Week last year. Had a great game against Bryant, 24 points. Really, really effective. Here's the block first. Good effort against Anderson from Kiefer, and then here's Fiore on the drive.
Did a good job holding that pivot foot there.
So a 6-point game with 8:14 remaining in this first half. Morning basketball here at BC. Carmody kicks, and that is deflected off of a Warrior. And will stay here.
But you see what a difference Kiefer makes when she's in the game. Just has, wingspan that, nobody else on Merrimack really presents a threat around the basket. So I think when she's on the floor, BC's been very conscious of her, when they're attacking the rim, because she does have that ability to come over and make up ground late. There was a foul called on the inbound there.
It's Lydia Melashenko who picks up 2 in a row here for Merrimack. So she will come out of the game. .16 to shoot for Boston College, up by 6.
It's already 3 in the quarter for the Warriors.
And
3 seconds.
Yep, whistle away from the ball goes against Lily Carmody. Fiore driving. Rolph there defensively. That's a nice take. Mia Fiore.
That's one you work on out in the driveway late at night in the gym. Just that fade away to get away from a shot blocker.
Carmody gets it out of trouble. Here's Jocelyn Greer for 3 over top of Fiore, and then a foul called on the rebound attempt.
It's 2 on Kiefer.
How high she has to get this to get over Rolph.
Yep. It's really good footwork, though.
Inbound for Rolph. Roman guarding there. That's just a really good job by Madison Roman, staying in her spot defensively. Eagles have held her off the board so far. Tomlinson got a poke, and will stay here. Kiefer comes off the floor with 2 fouls. Sayla Reddick is back in.
It's probably the smallest group that Merrimack's put out there today.
Fiore against Houpt. No call either way, but the shot is short. Tomlinson driving, kicks for Rolph. No good on the three.
Yeah, I like that setup a little bit better than the last couple where BC's just sort of walked into the three-point shot.
No good on the runner. So we've seen a lot of fast break. Carmody can't keep the handle on it.
Just caught it in a tough spot. You know, I think maybe originally thought about just going right to the bucket.
This has been something BC's trying to work on, their transition basketball. The trailer, Rolph, is good from three. Double figures for Kayla Rolph, and a timeout Merrimack.
Yeah, big difference getting out in transition. Rolph able to set as you're working through the offensive chemistry. It's get out in transition and get easy looks. And that was an easy look for Rolph there to be able to, you know, get into that trail position, get to her spot out on the wing, and nice in-rhythm three-point shot.
So 29-22 is our score. 6:22 left to go, first half. Out of the timeout by Merrimack, a block by Ava McGee. They've done a really nice job against Roman so far defensively.
0 for 3.
Yep. And she's been forced to go to her offhand pretty consistently on offense. McGee backing down. McGee is no good. Anderson nearly had the rebound. It's down for Merrimack.
Oh, I'll see McGee continue to go to the rim there instead of fading away. Had the size mismatch right under the hoop there.
McGee, who missed all of last season, has really missed substantial time the last 2 years, but you can see some of that rust starting to come off and starting to get in a bit of a groove. Tomlinson is doing that today. Tomlinson with 7 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds in this first half.
And Eric, that's another great example of the transition offensive opportunities for Boston College. Even though it doesn't come off a turnover there, it comes off a missed shot. You get it out to Tomlinson. She pushes the pace, gets to her spot, and knocks down a jumper.
6 to shoot. Not often this deep into the timer. Roman got to go with 3, kicks to the corner. Williams is no good. Offensive rebound for Roman, and then a foul on the rebound attempt. If that's McGee, it's her second. Just the first on the team here in this second quarter. It's a pretty good effort by McGee. And then again, Boston College with their transition offense. As Tomlinson scores 13 fast break points for Boston College. Scored 7 off turnovers today. Warriors do get it in. That hit off the foot of Mannion. Reddick, gotta go. Reddick, no. Tomlinson out front for Greer. Everything but the finish, and then the foul on the rebound attempt.
Boy, Greer's had a couple real good looks today, whether they've been from inside or outside. Just a little snake bit as the freshman. Well, one thing Boston College really trying to do to Merrimack here is throw everything at them defensively. A little pressure that time up the court. We've seen the 1-3-1.
We've seen Boston College certainly do this over the years under Coach Mack. Williams really shooting a lot, but stepped out of bounds.
Like her confidence, though. I mean, sometimes first-year player making that first career start, especially when it doesn't come in game one. Like, it's not like she, you know, won that starting job out of preseason. She earned that over the first few games of the year for Merrimack.
I've been just 6 of 23 from behind the arc to start the season, but has looked pretty good. That one went in, just had the foot out of bounds. Teionni McDaniel held ball. Possession going to the Warriors. That's a good defensive effort by Michaela Thomas in there for the first time, junior from Brooklyn.
Didn't play in the team's last game against Bryant. You can see she's got the physical ability to deal with a player like Teionni McDaniel.
Williams with a bounce pass. Fiore, nice spin, right hand. We've had a lot of those, everything but the finish today. Fiore for 3. Well, that's more points anyway. 7 for Mia Fiore.
Merrimack doing a good job just hanging around here. Taking a couple runs that BC has thrown at them, and they've found a way back in.
McDaniel, no good on the 2. BC is scoreless for over 2 minutes now. Just allowed Merrimack, as you said, to hang in as Thomas goes to the basket. A foul on Henderson, and the bucket goes.
Well, the solution for the Eagles is to get Athena Tomlinson back in the game. Just a difference maker when she's on the floor, obviously. Another good look at the strength of Thomas there. Welcomes the contact, invites the contact, and just floats it up there and gets a good bounce.
Three-point play from Kayla Thomas, and then that is thrown away. So the Eagles get a little bit sloppy on the offensive end, and Merrimack within 3, 3:18 to go here in the first half.
Well, Merrimack's done a much better job taking care of the basketball since the timeout midway through.
A little 6-0 run here for Merrimack. Mannion inside again. The Eagles, well, they've stuck to the game plan certainly against Madison Roman. Kept her totally in check. Tomlinson guarding against Thomas. Goes right to the corner for Williams. 3 ball, no. And Erin Houpt with her 3rd rebound. McDaniel, little hesitation. Finds Tomlinson again for Carmody. Mid-range 2, no. Rolph on the offensive rebound, a held ball. Possession stays here with 19 on the timer.
Oh, nice anticipation by Rolph to time the jump well. Get in and get a piece of that rebound. Again, the drive and kick, this has been there all day for BC. Tomlinson's been able to break down the defense at the point of attack and find shooters, whether all the way out in the corner or on the baseline. You expect your teammates to knock down those shots.
Rolph, no. McDaniel commits the foul.
Just a little shove in the back there, tried to get away with it. And this is what BC wants to avoid. This is what got him into a little bit of trouble in that last game against UMass. Some foul trouble to some of their key players like McDaniel.
That was her 2nd. Fiore, a little fake. Mannion, long 2, tough 2, no. Tomlinson, with 2 minutes remaining. Eagles trying to snap this scoreless drought. It's been nearly 4 minutes. Anderson for 3, no. Rolph with a rebound and his foul. So Rolph has enough size there to draw the foul from Molly Mannion.
It was a good screen set by Rolph that started the whole sequence off. Would have liked to see Tomlinson reward her with a little float pass over the top because she had the big-time size mismatch with Williams. But again, I love the anticipation on the offensive glass from Rolph. It's one of those things that, very difficult to sort of teach. You kind of either have it or you don't. And she's clearly is one of those players that just has a nose for the basketball around the rim.
Rolph misses a couple of free throws. Still 31-28 with under 2 minutes to go. Thomas was open, instead drives, floater. And that'll go the other way, a foul on the rebound attempt.
Loose ball foul, though, so it's free throws. That's one that'll drive a coach nuts.
So Boston College, 1 of its last 7 from the floor. Merrimack is 2 of its last 12. Well, they still have that 6-0 run. The Eagles, again, have gone scoreless over the last 4. Now the free throws are going down for the moment.
That'll also drive you nuts as a coach.
It's 4 in a row.
This free throws and silly fouls when they don't need to happen.
Little handoff inside. Mannion scores. She has 6. It's 31-30. Merrimack within 1.
Williams again, just doing all the hard work there on that play. She's been really impressive.
Here is Rolph inside, kicks to a driving Anderson, up and under move. Oh, was that neat?
I don't think she looked back until she had released the ball. Just sort of threw it up there.
And that brings the kids back to life. What a nice, nifty play by Anderson.
It's like she's out there playing horse.
That a traveling violation called here against Merrimack. So let's watch the last 2 baskets on each side.
It's a great job. A little too much space there underneath. A little slip pass through the double team, and then Rolph, a nice handoff, and then a little backyard move.
Rolph had a nice first half, up and under, no. Mannion gets a block, 2-on-1 back. Williams scores. Good take by Williams, who has 11 points. It's a 1-point game. BC can hold for a final shot. Carmody, 4. Carmody scores while losing her footing. And Carmody beats the horn to give Boston College a 3-point lead. Trips like this.
I know. This would have been the best field trip to have.
I was going to say something, but I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm not going to,
You're going to throw your old school under the bus?
It's all good. I don't think they're in our geographic area, so it's probably okay. But here's Williams. And that is short from 3 to start this second half. Lily Carmody made that nice basket late in the first half, right to the basket, and draws a foul. I think we're going to see a lot of that. Number 8, whoever it might be for Boston College, just trying to get downhill, get to the basket, and take advantage. The free throw shooting, just 2 of 6 for Boston College in that first half. Remember, they missed 4 in a row late in the second. Lily Carmody, who scored 6 points in the first half, 3 of 6 shooting, is good on the front end.
Yeah, to your point about the foul situation for Merrimack, Roman with 2, Kiefer with 2. Those are the 2 main post players that the Warriors roll out there. So we'll look to try to continue to keep Merrimack sort of in foul trouble and open up maybe some size mismatches down low.
That was the first foul on Williams. Carmody with 8 points, 78% free throw shooter this year. Fiore driving against Carmody. Good defense. Fiore still on it and didn't have the momentum falling away.
Great stay-at-home defense there by Carmody.
And not fouling. Tomlinson back inside for Carmody. Look for a lot of that. Bucket, though, no good. And then commits the foul on the rebound. Trying to go for the steal after the miss.
Just rushed the shot a little bit, it felt like. Maybe expecting more contact than Fiore gave her.
And had a pretty good look at it. You could see why she went for the ball, but couldn't get it away from Roman, and that is the second foul on Carmody. Here's Williams driving. Nice little back cut. Mannion short. Got a rebound, a piece of it, but it's knocked out of bounds. Rolph from the elbow. Hands off. Houpt for three is good. Excellent little handoff play, and Erin Houpt has her second three-pointer of the game.
Yeah, just got Melashenko leaning the wrong way there, and she's late.
And it's taken away. Carmody, an excellent start to the second half for Boston College, and Merrimack calls for time. Ruled nothing worthy of an additional foul, so we play on, and the three-pointer from Williams is no good. Out front, Anderson to the basket, rolls off, and a little friendly fire there as Carmody actually did a good job to get a piece of the rebound, but it bounced off Anderson and out. So possession of Merrimack, down 10 early third.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, but again, BC doing the right things, right? Pushing the ball up the floor, trying to keep that pace going. Tomlinson, again, when she's out there, she's done a good job keeping her eyes up.
Carmody gets a steal. Here is Tomlinson from the elbow. Little float pass for Rolph. Probably was wise to kick out. Ends up going for Houpt, driving, and took an awkward fall. Couldn't get it up in the lane. Fiore spins. Double team was there, out of bounds, and staying here off of Boston College.
Tomlinson anticipating that spin move and just waited for the ball to be exposed. Knocked it away. This is who Merrimack needs to get going. No points yet for Roman.
BC's done a really nice job against her all day defensively. That had to be one of the keys. Fiore, long, I think that's a two. Her foot was on the line. And still a nice shot nonetheless. Fiore with 9 points, Merrimack within 8.
And even though that's not Roman's bucket, just allowing her to sort of initiate the offense, something BC has been able to avoid for the most part.
Anderson was trying to go to the corner, intercepted by Mannion. And Merrimack on the run. There was an opening there in the corner, but they couldn't get it to Melashenko. We talked about Madison Roman, the junior from Fairfield, Connecticut, was a second-team preseason All-Metro selection. It's not just her scoring, it's her rebounding as well. She has 4 rebounds today, but again, 0 for 4 from the floor. And they forced 3 turnovers.
Yeah, the scoring has come, obviously, as she's developed as a player and obviously has got more opportunity. The rebounding's always been there. She's done that from day one.
Here's McDaniel. Nice pass for Rolph, but Kiefer gets back in a position and really affects that shot.
That's the difference she makes when she's out there.
Fiore wide open and drills the 3.
Foot definitely behind the line that time.
Nice little spurt back here for Merrimack. They've had the last 5, all scored by number 5. Five-point game, and Fiore called for the foul, defending against Tomlinson.
BC just gets lost on their assignments. Carmody ends up in a 2-on-1 situation. She sticks on Mannion. That leaves Fiore wide open. Look at the group on the floor here. This is really where you need McDaniel to kind of shine offensively.
Pass was high for Houpt. All she could do was find another outlet to keep it going. McGee blocked. Ends up with Houpt, just 5 on the timer, still time. McDaniel along 2 is short. And a rebound to Williams.
Ended up getting a decent enough look out of that possession, which was kind of broken from the get-go there.
And then a whistle away from the ball, and a foul is called against Erin Houpt.
Yeah, she just got stuck on Kiefer there, bodied her right down to the low block. Houpt really no choice but to sort of hold on for dear life there.
So a couple of these scoreless runs. Roman driving, trying to create something there. That was really the first time she was able to go left, which again is her natural hand, but still couldn't score.
She's looking for calls too and hasn't gotten any yet.
So still a 5-point game. Tomlinson on the entrance, and it's knocked away. Here comes Williams back for Merrimack. Kicks to Mannion. Extra pass. Fiore, no good. Offensive rebound, though, for Kiefer. Has the size advantage there. Kiefer scores and a foul.
Now, BC's got to figure out the defensive communication here. This is twice on as many possessions that Erin Houpt has gotten stuck defending Orlai Kiefer in the post. You know, not an area where Houpt is accustomed to defending. And, I mean, you have a player almost a foot height advantage. They're going to expose it.
So what a big-time answer for the Merrimack Warriors. Feels like Kiefer's been active today, but those were her first 2 points. The foul goes against McGee. That's her third. And Merrimack has come all the way back to make this a 2-point game again. Carmody back into the game, and Carmody immediately scores. You could see her on the bench, kind of looking at Coach Mack. Hey, get me back in the game, and she immediately takes advantage. Fiore, right hand, good. Excellent answer. 14 points from Mia Fiore.
Got away with an extra step there, but sometimes if it doesn't look quite right, that can almost be to your advantage.
Rolph is no good. Williams drives. Williams scores. We are tied at 44. That ties Williams' career high with 13. Eagles trying to answer at the other end. Going quickly, no good. McDaniel. Here comes Williams for Merrimack. Into the corner, Fiore. Driving, and a whistle away from the ball. What a little spurt here for Merrimack. Foul goes against Boston College. Warriors
sort of some offensive options of their own. It's really only been Lily Carmody going here in the third quarter.
Here is Kiefer backing down Rolph. Kiefer traveled. So let's see if Boston College can try to get the momentum back on their side. 4 minutes to go in the third. Game tied 44 apiece. Jocelyn Greer in there for BC. The freshman launching and can't hit. Rebound. Oh, good find by Tomlinson in traffic.
Snuck in there and took it away.
Athena Tomlinson with her 5th rebound. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for Tomlinson. Stuffer day. Can she create here? 5 on the timer. Tomlinson driving. Up and under. No good.
Again, Kiefer making a difference there. Even though Tomlinson had put her in the rearview mirror, Kiefer's got that wingspan to make up for it, so Tomlinson felt like she had to go to the right side of the rim. Ordinarily, you would think she'd just go up with the left, right? Nice, easy layup. That's where that wingspan for Kiefer makes a difference.
Here's the play you're talking about.
Yeah, she felt her.
Yep.
Felt her from behind. And then again, another foul, 80 feet away. Loose ball foul leads to free throws.
Yeah, Boston College has already committed 5 in this third quarter. So Merrimack, a lot of free throws coming up. Kiefer converts, and the Merrimack Warriors have the lead. For the first time since the 3:41 mark of the first quarter. Kiefer hits 2. A transfer from Northeastern has 5, all of them here in this third quarter. 46-44 Merrimack. McDaniel goes right. McDaniel explosive. Tomlinson for 3 is no good. Here is Williams driving. Kicks to the corner. Mannion actually probably could have shot there. The extra pass. Eagles defense had caught up. Roman trying to go left, and again, that's what BC's trying to do. Take away from her going left. They do so well there. Williams now caught in traffic. Kicks to Roman for 3. A little bit strong. And the rebound for Tomlinson. On a fast break for BC. Tomlinson finds Greer, and she's fouled.
Just that extra gear makes all the difference in the world. Boy, good look at a three on either end, and you felt like the momentum swing if either of those shots go in, right? If Tomlinson hits hers, all of a sudden BC's on their way back. If Roman hits her three.
And plus, just to see the ball go in the basket for Roman, who's 0 of 6 from the floor, has not scored, and that was just her 3rd foul. So she comes off the floor in favor of Selah Reddick. Greer makes the freshman's first points of the day.
Yeah, someone who definitely needs to see the ball go through the basket too. 0 for 4 start, and a lot of those have been high quality looks too.
Had a nice first game of her career. Jocelyn Greer, 13 points in her debut, knocked down 3 threes, has been a little bit banged up, trying desperately to get back to full strength. Here is Reddick, kicks for Williams, had a big day already. 3-ball, no good. And a rebound for Rolph. McDaniel thought about driving. Instead, will let her point guard.
So there's got to be a mismatch here if Kiefer's guarding Tomlinson.
Where is it? McDaniel, 4-3. A little strong. Rolph got the rebound. Carmody, 3rd effort, no. Carmody with the 4th try. Kicks for Tomlinson, who nails the 3. Athena Tomlinson into double figures.
I guess you changed the saying, 4th time's a charm there. Just terrific work, though, by Rolph and Carmody, just not willing to give up on the play.
That is out of bounds with 8 on the timer. Good defense by Boston College. They lead by 3 after a huge make from Tomlinson. And let's see if that can settle BC down here. As you said, 4th crack at it is going to get the bucket.
And again, I think this is just another great example of why Athena Tomlinson is sort of the heartbeat of this team, and just what her presence, her ability to run the offense, her ability to set the tempo.
McDaniel drives, exploding to the basket, and is fouled.
I think, again, it just, what she does sets the tone for everybody else. And especially when you're talking about a whole new team. I mean, even at this point, still 1 month in, you know, there's still a feeling out process going on.
Absolutely. BC still down. They're 2 bigs, as we've talked about a lot. Kennedy Hall and Eleanor Trout, neither one dressed today. That's why Rolph is kind of forced to play a 5 role, which is not her natural spot, especially defensively. McDaniel, no good. That's been a problem today from the free throw line, though, for Boston College. Just 6 for 11.
Yeah, way below their normal average, which has been over 75% this year.
Been a pretty good shooting team this year from the line and from 3. McDaniel makes 1 of 2. She has 6. So the Eagles have scored the last 6 points in this game to take the lead again by 4. And at 28 to go in the 3rd.
Well, they were hoping today would be a little bit of a get-right game right before that trip to Florida. We saw the shooting numbers off the top, how down they had been.
Still a little bit of a different game, though, than the Eagles have seen. More wide open than a lot of the games they've played. So this can be a useful tool. That was not the best pass.
I mean, right idea by McGee.
That's the idea, right, of that transition look, but just trying to refine it a bit. Here is a 3-ball that's no good from the corner from Melashenko. Now McDaniel on the run, right to the basket. Teionni McDaniel, good take. She has 8.
Well, she saw daylight in front of her, and like a running back headed for the end zone, she was just off to the races there.
Kiefer couldn't quite secure it. Good pressure D from Tomlinson.
She's defending everybody on the floor.
She is working really hard out there. Double team comes. Kiefer left open for 3 is good.
It's a very underrated part of her game. She will step out and shoot the 3 with confidence, especially if you don't close aggressively. She was ready to have that shot lined up.
BC can hold for a final look. Up by 3, end of the 3rd. McDaniel to her left. McDaniel for Tomlinson to beat the buzzer!
Be back to me about what they wanted to do on that last possession, and just outstanding execution of the two-player game with her and McDaniel. Quick little give and go. McDaniel breaks down the defense, and Tomlinson knocks down the shot.
So remember, BC got off to a really good spurt to begin the third. Merrimack, to their credit, pushed back well. Here is Carmody driving, got into the paint, was looking for McGee, taken away by Roman. Merrimack on the fast break now. Mannion couldn't quite save it. Tomlinson, of course, is the one to go and find it. Fastball for Houpt. Out front is blocked, but a foul. Joy Williams nearly with a clean block. But the roving safety does enough to get back on Houpt.
And Carmody's still shaken up. Feels like every second, third possession, she's hitting the floor.
Somebody's down. Let's take a peek. This was the opportunity to save it. Just kind of a 50-50 ball, and Carmody gets knocked over there. Roman going for it. Bunch of people going for it. Erin Houpt. Remember, got fouled by Williams before that last timeout when they went to look. So Houpt at the foul line makes the free throw. She has a sneaky 9 points today. A couple of three-pointers knocked down for Houpt. Sharp shooter makes another.
Well, she's a player who comes in, and again, we talk about this new look BC team trying to figure out their roles. She's kind of someone who, just based off her skill set, you can clearly see the defined role that she has. You know, be that outside shooter, be that
what an
threat.
effort. What an effort by Tomlinson, who has a new career high. "15 points for Tomlinson." Had a young fan behind us just during that last timeout say how much of a fan she is, and how could you not be watching her play?
Houpt shaking up now. Went to go after that rebound, got clocked upstairs. Well, we've seen glimpses of that 1-3-1 from BC. I think every time we've seen it, it's given Merrimack problems.
It's been effective.
You know, I know it's something you may not necessarily want to put, you know, on the footage early on, but maybe something that BC can go to in big moments if it's working out for them consistently.
Here is Tomlinson. That one rolls off. McGee following up and got fouled.
I thought there was a whistle,
yeah,
and then everyone was just playing through it.
Never 1,000% sure, and all the screams in this building, but that was indeed the whistle. It's the third foul on Fiore. Ava McGee makes the free throw. First points of the day for McGee. Offensive rebound, but whistle of the ball going the other way. 8:32 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Boston College has built their largest lead of the day. They're 60-49.
Yeah, pivotal moment here for Merrimack. They've answered the bell a couple times in this spot. But the offense has certainly been sluggish here to start the fourth quarter.
Fiore goes an extra pass to the corner. Reddick driving, ends up back with Fiore for three, in and out. Pretty good look. Reddick got an offensive rebound, though. Does well to dribble out for Williams. And a hand check.
Now, this is the question now. Where is the offense going to come from for Merrimack? Roman's off the floor. Williams has kind of gone quiet. Fiore had that big third quarter, has missed her last couple.
Three ball, Kiefer, no. Kiefer made that one big shot from behind the arc. And that one misses there. So, kind of a similar start to the quarter in that BC scored the first 7 of the third. They've scored the first 5 of the fourth, but in this case, they've been able to extend that rather than just that kind of spurt in the first minute.
And if you get a couple more buckets here, then you're starting to, get into pull-away territory.
Here's McGee. McGee inside, blocked by the foul. And they're starting to get to the line.
Yep. That's the other thing is, some early whistles. And McGee doing a good job just continuing to force the issue there.
This will be BC's 17th free throw attempt of the day. Last game before a trip to Florida for Thanksgiving to Boston College.
But yeah, I think that was going to be a little bit of a focus as well, too. Again, you go back to their last game against UMass, season low, 10 free throw attempts in that game. And that was a game that BC was in foul trouble, a good chunk of it.
Impressive start for UMass. They got the win over BC. Here's McDaniel! Houpt banks it in at the end of the timer. Teionni McDaniel into double figures. Fiore trying to go quickly, no, out of bounds. And possession to Boston College.
Well, bank open at this time of the day for sure. You can still flash the 3 up there, even when using the window.
7:02 remaining in the fourth.
So, it's one of those players that I think you're still maybe searching for exactly where she falls in the rotation.
Oh, Houpt first pass was a little behind, so almost tried to, in the same motion, give it right back to Anderson. So let's see if Merrimack has had a couple of nice spurts pushing back over the course of this game. Can they do it again?
And it's going to have to start here if they're going to have it.
Let's see with its biggest lead. Reddick scores and the foul. Well, that would be a good way to start.
Just a little bully ball here by Reddick, taking Tomlinson down into the post. Anderson comes over to try to help and sort of half commits, right? Trying to loom over the top and get that shot block. In that moment, you either need to just stay straight up or go all the way and, be willing to commit the foul and deny the shot attempt.
Reddick hits the free throw, so a 3-point play, 5 points for Reddick.
Dangerous pass there. Carmody putting that one up for
everybody
grabs.
for BC saying, settle a bit, right? The lead by 12.
It's one of those, Merrimack's going to put the press on. Just trust Tomlinson to be able to handle things.
Tomlinson with it now, goes back for Rolph. Carmody trying to post up, 15 to shoot. Tomlinson driving, Tomlinson to the basket, and Tomlinson scores. Extending her career high. 17 for Tomlinson with a free throw to come.
Yeah, these are going to be the things that she's really going to need to be willing to do during ACC play, right? If you see a seam, you have to attack it. I think at times last year, you can understand as a freshman, you're tentative at times about how aggressive to be with the ball in your hands, but, she's sort of gotten the keys to the car early on, and they're in full throat now.
Athena with the basket of the game. Here's Reddick to the corner. Fiore, yes. Mia Fiore with 17 points. And our score is Boston College 67. Merrimack 55. Stolen away. Fiore, extra pass. Mannion, good luck there. So the press making life a bit difficult. That's 8 for Mannion. 6-7 to 5-7.
I didn't know if they were just going to keep going the whole time that the score was there. Maybe they peaked too soon.
Here's McDaniel driving. McDaniel is an offensive foul.
Well, I thought she was in the air. Wow. All right, well, look, 5:19, this is still time for Merrimack.
So this is how Merrimack, with a nice little spurt there, Fiore with the 3, and then the quick steal, and Mannion scoring at the basket. So as you said, 10-point game, 5:13 remaining, and that is an offensive foul the other way.
Ouch.
And that's 4 on Fiore.
Greer doing a good job on the closeout there, and then Fiore just leans in a little too far. Greer probably going to be feeling that one a little later. Well, this is a problem for Merrimack now. It's just, even in a 10-point game, you're without Roman, you're without Fiore now with 4 fouls. You're going to need some other players to really step up here.
Here's Greer inside. Greer turning. Greer, no good. Under 5 to go. 10-point game. Thomas against Houpt to the corner for Reddick. Needs help, 4 to shoot. Thomas, floater no. And a rebound for Tomlinson. That's her 7th rebound. 18.7 rebounds, 6 assists for Athena Tomlinson. A wonderful day. Greer for BC, long 2. Kind of got stuck there, didn't quite have the outlet.
Yeah, the extra pass is there.
Reddick driving, and Reddick gets to the basket.
You either want to see her shoot that right away off the catch or then attack and then kick it back out.
7 points for Reddick. Merrimack has worked back to 8 thanks to a 7-0 run. Houpt passes up on the 3. Eagles will reset the offense. 3:35 to go.
Yeah, if you're going to do this, then use the clock.
McDaniel gets the handoff. 8 to shoot. To the corner. 3 ball. Greer. Got it!
Yeah, much more in rhythm that time. Just catch and shoot. Sometimes it's easier as a player when you're not thinking. Just reacting to the play on the floor.
So it snaps the 7-0 run. Williams, though, with a big-time answer. New career high for the freshman Joy Williams. First career start today, has 16.
I think that's her first bucket of the half.
It's back to single digits. An 8-point game.
Now you're just killing the clock.
Houpt from the free throw line, scores. 12 points for Erin Houpt. That is her most as an Eagle. Williams really had that one too. What a day it's been for Joy Williams.
Well, veteran play there by Houpt on the previous possession. Knew that they were going to close out aggressively on the 3, so you go with the subtle little shot fake, walk into your spot, drain the 2.
And Tomlinson willing to take some time. Rolph from the free throw line, no.
Just, you don't need that shot at that spot. I know it's
touch
open.
Early, still 9 on the timer, and that is out of bounds. It's a foul against Erin Houpt, which is her second.
I think that's a spot where, Rolph, you can continue to go to the basket. You can draw defenders in and kick to an open 3-point shooter. You can use another couple seconds on that clock before having to put up a shot.
So 10-point game, and Roman returns here
Fiore
along
too.
with Fiore. Both in foul trouble. Roman 3, Williams 3, Fiore has 4. Roman catches and scores her first points of the day. Merrimack's gonna trap and they turn it over. Mannion inside and the bucket for Thomas. 72-66-5 for Thomas. Carmody is bumped and a foul on Williams, and that's 4 fouls on Joy Williams.
Well, a little helter-skelter for BC here, but these are things you have to learn along the way, right? Because you know you're going to deal with pressure at points, you know, especially in conference play. If you show that, you know, at times you're vulnerable to the press, teams are going to press you. So I think you just have to keep it simple, get the ball in the hands of your reliable ball handlers, whether it's Tomlinson or McDaniel. Just try to alleviate some of that pressure.
14 points for Lily Carmody, 4 for 4 from the foul line. 8-point game, 1:30 to go. Thomas nearly lost the handle on the dribble, and because of it, the Eagles could get her trapped along the baseline. And they get a steal and then the foul. And BC going to the line up by 8 with 1:23 to go. And that is the 5th foul on Joy Williams. What a wonderful game this was. Her first career start, career high 16 points. But will be disqualified with her 5th foul.
Well, for Merrimack, I think, you know, coming out of this, you feel good that you've got, you know, another staple, another building block type player to rely upon. You know, unfortunately for Kelly Marone, it happens for Joy Williams on a day that one of their other foundational pieces in Madison Roman just has her toughest performance of the year. You know, held scoreless until really the game was almost all but out of reach.
So Tomlinson makes the first. She get to 20. Yes. Had her first career double-double earlier this year. And now to 20 points for the first time.
Yeah, I think the hope is that these types of games are going to be more common than not. Look, 20 may be a little bit of a high watermark for Athena Tomlinson.
And we'll see what Merrimack, again, you know, you keep crediting the Warriors, right? BC had gotten this out to a 15-point game. Merrimack closes all the way within 6 at one point. Back to 10 right now. Entrance for Fiore. She turns and is fouled. Which is big for the crowd, because she can score 1 point here. Remember, Fiore's out there with 4. Roman has 3. And Williams, who's fouled out of this game, leading the way with 16. Don't leave yet, kids. I guess they got it out of their system the first time.
Right. And now she might disappoint them.
So 2 free throws, 19 points for Mia Fiore. So how about 24 last game against Bryant, now 19 today. That's turned over. Reddick finds the trailer. Thomas scores. She has 7, 6-point game again. BC's got to find a way to get it across the timeline. They do. 51 seconds. Merrimack doesn't have to foul yet if they don't want to. And they're going to play it out defensively. BC up by 6. 12 to shoot, 40 seconds to go in the game. Tomlinson's been the hot hand. Kicks to the corner. Anderson no good from 3, but an offensive rebound. Tomlinson, probably didn't need to rush there. But Rolph gets the rebound, but it's a held ball, and it's going back to Merrimack. Oh, they did all the work. And then a little bit of a misfire after it. So Merrimack ball. Still, BC does take a lot of time off the clock there. First, here's the make and then the turnover.
Yeah, great job by Reddick. You're anticipating the pass. But yeah, Tomlinson after the offensive rebound, that's when you need to just chew up more clock.
Right to the basket. Thomas scores. She has 9, 4-point game. Inbounds to Tomlinson. Tomlinson trapped, and a timeout is granted to Boston College with 11.7 to go.
Roman, Fiore, Williams now. 3 good pieces to build off of.
Merrimack's got a foul. Merrimack's got a foul. And they do. Ton of time taken off. With just 5.4 left now. Down by 4. Obviously, there wasn't a great chance, but certainly a little bit of time comes off. The Eagles will back off and leave Tomlinson in the paint to shoot these free throws with 5.4 seconds left. And she scores. Merrimack, by the way, does not have a timeout, so they cannot advance the basketball. Tomlinson makes 1 of 2, 5-point game. Got to get it off quickly. Thomas, not going to be enough time. And Boston College survives a valiant effort from the Merrimack Warriors. Final score, BC 77,